I think people have been trying to define art forever, since mankind appeared.
Art enables us to see the world in a different way, and it changes the way we see things.
El arte es un lenguaje. Es un lenguaje que nos permite hablar de muchas cosas que desde otra lengua no podemos hablar. El arte en realidad es una experiencia personal en donde el artista funciona como un chamán que comunica dos mundos distintos, pero que solamente es el intermediario.
I would define the best art as a cultural practice that really changes one's mind about how they view the world.
Art is always a sort of point of encounter between different aspects of human life and of human capacities to penetrate reality, I would say.
Art for me is the thing that makes visible the limits of perception. The world's a very complex place, and sometimes our language is limited. It's too simple.
Obviously I don't define art, because I do art.
The deFINE art experience is an amazing opportunity for students to be exposed to people who have built lives within the arts in a variety of different ways. And hopefully, every individual student can glean something from their direct encounter with the people that have been brought down to SCAD to share their life experiences.
Well, my mother was an artist, and so I kind of grew up with it. She exposed me to a lot because she was an educator. Growing up, I thought everybody studied color theory with their mothers.
I started to sculpt figures when I had to stop to dancing. Your body is just has limits, but not your imagination.
Both my parents have at different times been artists, and as a result, I kind of found it to come naturally.
The exhibition by Fred Wilson, I think, shows the artist at his best. I mean, it's context specific. It has very relevant material in terms of his interests in mining the history of African American identity.
There were two contexts that I was starting out with, this museum and Dr. Walter O. Evans' home. I've never worked with anybody's personal collection. This was fantastic. He and I got along famously, and he is so knowledgeable about history, about art. I feel very, very lucky being able to do this project, work with him, get to know him, and him giving me carte blanche to do whatever I wanted to do with his collection. Quite amazing.
Jane Alexander was a really interesting, wonderful, provocative counterpoint to that, coming from South Africa and making work that is very poetic and disturbing and not necessarily as specifically rooted in a place, but I think dealing with very similar, if not subject matter, then essences, sensibilities.
Basic idea of Jane Alexander is that humans have an animal side more than we are prepared to accept in principle, in terms of instincts, of attitudes, of violence.
I saw his work once, and I asked myself, who's that kid? And I wanted to find out more, and I've been kind of following him ever since to see how he would evolve. You have a kid who would come and do something fantastic, but then you wonder, is it able to do it again? And then he convinced me that he could do it again and do it better.
I think the photography is the best, it was for me, it was the best medium for, comment tu dis, to witness my generation.
I think that we all, as human beings, share this chaotic world of sensation. And that's why, no matter where we're coming from, we can communicate with a piece of art. Because whether it's made by a Chinese, Japanese, and African, it's trying to translate this chaotic world of sensation. And if the artist succeeds in his translation, then we'll be touched.